Greetings once again. Discussion board 4. So, what principles have I learned? I just want to say, first and foremost, I graduated in 2017 from Regent with a bachelor's in psychology. And I started working right after I graduated as a qualified mental health professional, working with children in the evening, intensive in-home counseling, adults in the daytime, mental health skill building. I worked as a qualified mental health professional on a PAC team as a community support specialist, shelter coordinator, and also a counselor for us as a substance abuse counselor and under supervision though, at a methadone clinic. And since 2017, I guess up until like recent of like maybe like the last couple of months of last year, I don't ever recall any organization really doing orientation and training talking about ethics. No. I guess it just kind of like workflow, like morally, just I guess do what you're supposed to do as far as to work with the organization. But this course has really opened my eyes, especially now that I'm on a master's level and I want to continue to work in the community. It really opened my eyes about how important ethics is. And another thing that I really like is the textbook. I think Daniels does a phenomenal job of integrating counseling principles and Christian beliefs. I never thought that ethics could be grounded in theological thought, but she does an excellent job with that. And I wish I had this in like hard copy instead of like renting it digitally, but because this is a book that I would love to keep on my bookshelf. But anyways, 3 principles. I would say the first principle would be when Daniel talks about ethical bracketing. I think personally I do a good job with like not putting my values, imposing my values, my beliefs on my clients. I remember as a shelter coordinator, I'm a Christian working for a nonprofit organization, and a homeless guy came in and he told me he was a Satanist. And I'm like, okay, I'm a Christian. How can I help you? You know, and believe it or not, he and I became like really, really tight. He was truly a Satanist, um, but he was still a cool person. So I kind of like pride myself that I can put my beliefs and values to the side to help others. However, I did realize that in the second scenario, when the guy confessed it to the pastor that he had molested his nephew, and the question asked, what would I do? How would I respond? And I realized as many clients I've worked with, I have never came across directly a person who molested someone. At least, I don't know all my clients' businesses, but it never was like in the forefront. And in that scenario, I realized that that's something I would have to work on because I'm not fond of adults molesting children. Like, I'm so biased. Like, I don't know how I would respond or act or be able to help someone that molested children. Like, and I think that's because of my history of, molestation when I was a child. So that's something I would really have to look into. Like, that was a good awareness, that situation. I never realized that. And I guess because I never had to deal with that as far as with any of my clients. The second principle is autonomy. Uh, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Autonomy. When it counselors respect of clients' choices. And this is an area I really have to develop and mature in because, like, I'm still working on this, and I know it's because, like, I love helping people so much. And sometimes when you can see for your client, like, that's not a good choice, and you try to, redirect them verbally or suggest this or suggest that, and they still choose to make that choice. Sometimes I get like frustrated, irritated because it's like I want it so bad for them. Like, I'm here to help you. I'm trying to tell you, like, that's not the best choice for you in your situation. And sometimes, I don't know, I guess I get sometimes too invested because I want to help people. I want to see them prosper. But like Daniel says, you show love, you show compassion, you show respect when you allow a person to make their own choice and you respect their choice, whether I agree with it or not, that was another eye opener, which I kind of knew, but just to read it in a textbook it really brought self awareness. And the last thing is, uh, a couple months ago, because I'm a qualified mental health professional, each year we have to take continual education credits. And this is like my first year, like renewing my certifications. And we have to take 2 hours of ethic courses. And you take a test at the end. And I was kind of like, I was reading, and I was like, this is interesting. But honestly, I was doing it so I can just pass the test and get recertified. But following up after that, taking this class, it really makes me aware, like, conscious of how important, like, ethics is. Like, all these different organizations, social work, Christian counseling, marriage counseling, counselors, we all have standards that we must abide by, that we must practice in our field. And I'm so grateful for this class, and even for I downloaded all the codes for the different professions because I can pull from social work, I can pull some from the Christian counseling. Like, it is really informative. Uh, it's good to have and good to know, to even study, like, not like to really like know in your mind, like, why you are practicing in your discipline. Like, is this ethical? Kind of make me more cautious of it. Um, yeah, so those are the three things I take from it: the ethical bracketing, autonomy is one of those, and just ethics in general, just having the standards that we must practice. I'm thankful for this class. It really opened my eyes because I've been working in human services since 2017, and not one organization has presented any type of training, orientation on ethics. Mind blowing. Anyways, that's my discussion for a post. Thank you.